Scar, drop him.
Why, if it isn't my big brother descending from on high to mingle with the commoners.
Turn your back on me.
Is that a challenge?
Temper.
I wouldn't dream of challenging you.
Every villain has an origin story. But what if I told you Disney's most infamous lion was hiding 3 completely different dark pasts, and the last one, well, it might just change everything you thought you knew about the Lion King. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at Scar the same way again. A young prince standing in the shadows, watching his perfect older brother bask in the light. One nasty scar across his eye tells a story. But which version is true? Now, we all know Scar as Mufasa's twisted brother, the uncle who'd do anything for power. But here's where things get interesting. Let's start with what went down in the 2019 live-action film. You might think you know this story, but there's a nasty little detail most fans missed completely. See, young Scar wasn't just fighting for the throne. Disney's never actually shown us how he got that infamous scar. They've given us 3 different versions, though, and trust me, each one gets darker than the last. He was fighting for love. And that's where things get really messy. Before all the darkness, 2 princes, 1 throne, and caught between them. Sarabi. Yeah, that's right. When Scar tells Sarabi there's a new king after Mufasa's death, he's not just bragging. He's bringing up old wounds, both physical and emotional. That line hits different when you realize Scar wasn't just jealous of his brother's crown. He was burning with rage over losing Sarabi to him too. But here's where the story takes its first dark turn. Remember when Scar says to Mufasa, "I wouldn't dream of challenging you again." That little word, again, it's like a scar itself, hiding a violent past. Young Scar, burning with ambition and unrequited love, challenged his bigger, stronger brother for everything. The throne, Sarabi, respect. And well, we can see how that turned out, written right across his face. Think about carrying that reminder every single day, looking in every reflection, seeing the moment your own brother marked you as the loser, the lesser lion, the spare. No wonder Scar turned to his mind instead of his muscle. Mufasa made sure he'd never forget what happened when he tried to fight fair. But hold on to your seats, because version 2 of this story, it's about to get even darker. Disney's The Lion Guard throws us a complete curveball, and suddenly we're not just dealing with family drama. We're talking about straight-up manipulation and poison. In this version, young Scar, before the scar, encounters a mysterious lion who promises him power beyond his wildest dreams. Classic Disney setup, right? Wrong. Because this story involves a venomous snake, a betrayal, and a roar powerful enough to kill. Yeah, Disney went there. This mysterious lion had a partner, a snake whose venom didn't just hurt bodies, it corrupted souls. The plan was simple: manipulate Scar, use him as a puppet, take over the Pride Lands. But our boy Scar wasn't having it. He fought back, used the roar of the elders, yeah, he had that power, and ended both threats in one epic moment. Now, here's where it gets messed up. Scar runs to Mufasa, probably thinking, "Finally, I did something right. I saved the kingdom." But Mufasa, he just dismisses it, brushes off his brother's heroic moment like it was nothing. And all this time, that snake's venom is coursing through Scar's veins, twisting his mind, feeding on every little rejection. The scar from the snake's bite becomes his new name, but it's more than just a physical mark. It's the moment Scar realized no matter what he did, he'd never be good enough in his brother's eyes. That venom, it didn't just leave a scar, it poisoned his soul. But wait, because version 3, this one's buried in a book called A Tale of Two Brothers, and it might be the most brutal of all, because before he was Scar, before he was the villain, his name was Taka. And in Swahili, taka means trash. Let that sink in for a minute. Imagine being a prince, second in line to the throne, and your parents name you Trash. Meanwhile, your brother's name, Mufasa, that means king. Talk about playing favorites. From the moment he was born, Taka was literally named as the worthless one, the spare, the waste. Growing up as Prince Trash, watching Prince King get all the love, all the respect, it does something to a lion. The book tells us how young Taka tried one last desperate plan to prove himself. He thought if he could make Mufasa look bad during a hunt, maybe, just maybe, someone would finally see him as worthy. He enlisted some hyenas, yeah, this is where that friendship started, and set up a situation with an angry buffalo. The plan was simple: get the buffalo to charge Mufasa, make him look weak, finally step out of the shadow. But you know what they say about best laid plans? The buffalo did charge, but Mufasa, he handled it like the king he was born to be. And Taka? Well, that's when he got the scar that would become his new name. From Trash to Scar, not exactly an upgrade, but at least this name he earned. This mark became his identity, a constant reminder of his failure, his place in the pride. And those hyenas who helped him? They might have failed in the plan, but they gave Taka, now Scar, something he never had before. Respect. Fear, maybe. But when you've been treated like trash your whole life, even fear feels better than dismissal. This is where it all starts making sense, right? In every version of the story, we're not just seeing how Scar got his scar. We're watching the creation of a villain. But here's the thing. Is he really the villain, or is he the victim of a system that never gave him a chance? In every story, before the scar, before the plotting, before the villain, we all know there was just a lion looking for his place in the circle of life. So, which version is true? That's where it gets interesting. Disney approved all 3 stories, which means they're all technically canon. Maybe that's because the truth isn't about which story is real. Maybe it's about what each version tells us about power, family, and the marks they leave on us. Think about young Simba, born into all the love and respect Scar never had. No wonder he wanted to end that bloodline. In his mind, he was probably doing the Pride Lands a favor, breaking a system that decided some lions were kings and others were trash before they were even born. But here's what makes this whole story even more tragic. In trying to escape his destiny as the rejected prince, Scar fulfilled it. Every action, every betrayal, every dark deed just proved what everyone had always believed about him. He became the villain they always said he would be. Or did he? Because now that we know these origin stories, who's really the villain here? The brother who fought for love and lost everything? The hero who saved the kingdom only to be dismissed and poisoned? The prince named Trash who lived down to his name because no one ever expected anything else? Maybe that's why Disney gave us 3 different versions. Because sometimes the truth isn't simple. Sometimes it's not about good lions and bad lions, heroes and villains. Sometimes it's about family and power and the scars they leave behind. So here's my question for you. Which version of Scar's story hits hardest? Drop a comment below. Was it the brother scarred by love and power, the hero poisoned by rejection, or the prince who lived down to the name he was given? And hey, if you're loving these deep dives into Disney's darkest stories, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. Because next week, we're uncovering another classic character's hidden past,